So today we're looking at F major scales, and watch the video lesson for free and pick up some scale fingerings and tips. But also you can pick up the ebook. This is from Major Scales for Classical Guitar, which is kind of like an intermediate to beginner book on major scales. And it covers, in the last section, it covers all of the major scale fingerings over the entire fingerboard. So all the notes within every position. But this section of the book is covering some common open and closed position scales. So make sure you've also watched the video on how to practice scales and tips for practicing scales. That will show you lots of different right-hand combos and ways to improve your scale work and reasons for practicing scales. Today we're really just going to be going over some common fingerings and just talking about them as we go. So we'll be looking at F major open position scale, and then a closed position scale, and then a mix of the two, and then an open string shift scale. So the F major 2-octave open position scale, that's using open strings in the first position. We have one flat in F major, so it's all the B's are flat. So there's one flat, B flat. So it's in first position. So make sure that you say the note names out loud so that you gain an awareness of the key signature on the guitar and they're not just memorizing fingerings mindlessly. So it's pretty straightforward. It's just F's, all your B flats are flat. So F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, and go through the whole scale like that. I know it's a mouthful sometimes, but just do it slowly. It'll really give you an awareness of the notes on the guitar. Also, practice the octaves individually. Again, you want to know what you're doing. So going from one F to the next F. There's one octave, then starting from there. Just to make sure you know where one octave to the next is, so you're gaining an awareness of fretboard knowledge on the instrument. Okay, a closed F major scale. So this is going to be closed on the 5th string. So we're starting up here. We've done this scale a lot, but each key offers some different unique opportunities. So again, practice the octaves separately from this F to that one, or with the shift. And then from that F. That way you learn the individual 1-octave scales as you go, right? And again, if you're not familiar with the notes in this area, just find your F, it's on the 8th fret in this case, and say the names out loud. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. Just say the note names out loud as you go and you'll gain an awareness, and you just keep doing it over and over and reviewing it, and you'll get to know the notes really well. So because it's so low down here and we can't use a closed fingering scale, we have to combine an open and closed pattern in this case. So we're going to do an open position scale until moving into this position. So again, practice your octaves. So from this F to this F, and then this F to that F, and then this F to that F. And just one octave at a time until you're comfortable, and then combine them. You'll find it much more simple, and you'll also be learning a lot more knowledge of the guitar. The 3-octave F major scale with an open string shift. Open string shifts, as I've said many times before, are fantastic for repertoire. So often we'll be playing And during the open string that we play, we move our hand up and continue playing. It allows one note to ring out while we're moving our hand, making the shift easier, making it more legato. It's really useful in repertoire, but rarely practiced in scale practice or rarely presented in books. Yet it's so important, right? So just realize, though, that when you get to the top of the scale here, C, D, E, F, you just have to know where that next F is, and then know your 1 octave F pattern there, which we already played before. And then you're just going from that open string into that pattern. Again, practice 1 octave to the next. That'll teach you each individual section of the scale very well. Say the note names out loud so that the open string shift makes lots of sense to you. And like I said, after you go over the last section of the book, you'll have gone over all of the patterns for the entire fretboard. And then you might have to just review the whole book over and over until you start to really feel confident in recognizing the patterns. It takes a long time to recognize all these little patterns. So you can do a combination of just practicing these every day, saying the note names out loud, combining all the different parts of the book, and then eventually it will all come together. But it does take time, and you have to review it a lot.